Hello everyone, so I've actually just finished filming a different reading vlog. That was my Studio Ghibli vlog where I read a couple of books that inspired Studio Ghibli movies. But this time round I want to dive into some of my Fairyloot and Illumicrate books. I've been saying since I started the subscription services, which I've now cancelled, that I wanted to try and just do a block of reading focused on both of those books just to see which service I prefer the best, if any, so that I can resubscribe to one or both, or I don't know, see where my thoughts are lying. So this is that video. I'm going to be focusing on Fairyloot and Illumicrate books. I don't know how many books I'll be reading during this video, but I know for sure that at some point in August I'm going to be buddy reading with Deborah from Hills of Books, Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee. This one, I'll probably tell you more about it when we get to it, but I don't have like much, assumptions going into this one. If you remember from my unboxing of this one, I can't remember what month it came out, I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't really sound like a book that would interest me. It's like a heist kind of story. But we shall see, It's really super small as well, so we shall have a look at that. But I kind of want to do it in a relative order of the earliest books to the newest books, I guess I'd say, if that makes sense. And so my first pick for this vlog and for the reading is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I haven't read her Caraval series, but I was watching a book review from Reagan Reads talking about if you like this book, you might like these books sort of video, where she was telling you all about the modern fairy tales that she'd recommend. And she mentioned in that video, when she was discussing this book, that this is actually set after Caraval. So I guess it's in the same world, but it doesn't seem like you have to read the other one, because the Caraval books don't really interest me. But yeah, this one I'm intrigued. This is the gorgeous Fairyloot edition. Stunning detailing. I will show you how that looks in a second. So I don't remember seeing the map when I did the unboxing, and honestly I kind of just put the books away until I'm ready to read them after I've done the videos. But oh my god, how stunning is that? It's absolutely gorgeous. So in terms of synopsis, it says, never make a deal with a fate. For as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in happily ever after, until she learns that the love of her life is about to marry another and her dreams are shattered. Desperate to stop the wedding and heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and that the Prince of Hearts wants far more from her than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. So I am hoping to pick this up tomorrow, whilst I have a little bus journey and throughout the day. Regardless, I'll be picking it up relatively soon. If it's not this weekend, it will be next week for sure. Good morning. So today I am going to do my second shift volunteering for the library, as it's the summer reading challenge over the 6 weeks holiday. So looking forward to that. But I also just wanted to come on here and let you know that last night I started Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I'm not super far into it. I'm on like page 39, but I read a couple of pages or a couple of chapters last night, and I'm enjoying it so far. I don't have an awful lot to say about it because it's kind of just getting accustomed to the world and the characters, but we're definitely like following Evangeline as our main person. I'll try not to be spoilery. Oh, I always cover it right. I'm trying not to be like spoilery or anything like that, but there was this moment where some sort of magical thing happened and she lost like 6 weeks of existence, but it felt a bit strange because you weren't experienced it. It just feels like it was a way to speed up the plot 6 weeks. I don't know, it felt a little bit like all right, but hey ho, I don't really know how to feel about that. But yeah, nevertheless, I'm gonna give this some more reading throughout the day, on the way to the library, during quiet moments if there's any, and on the way back. And yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts when I have some more to say. Morning guys, so I thought I'd just quickly do a little update on Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm around page 170, so I've definitely read quite a bit, and I'm more like grounded in this world and this story, and I am really enjoying it. It's super enchanting, very quaint and adorable, and it's just so rooted in that classic fairy tale vibe that I've loved since I was a child. So yeah, it's really cool to read something that's fresh and new but still nostalgic in that sense. So plans for the day include going to, what is Elsa doing? Going to work for a couple of hours. Saturday shifts are only like a quick thing, and then I'm seeing Chloe afterwards, and then I think I might be going to the gym in the evening. But yes, that's kind of a loose idea of what's going on. What's definitely happening is work, and because I'm going to work, it means I get ample reading time on the train. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening today. But right now I've just got my cup of tea and my bowl. If you haven't tried this, right, it's granola. It's the raisin and whatever usually goes with raisin, vanilla, outpro milk and honey. It probably sounds sickly sweet and gross, but oh my god, the best combination. I've got milk on my hands. The best combination ever. Highly recommend. And I also use the vanilla outpro milk or soya in my tea as well, and it's delicious. Holly Stockport, who used to do YouTube but now just does blogs and Instagram, put me on the outpro vanilla in tea, and I haven't looked back since, so thank you to her. But yeah, so that's just a little update for this morning, and I'll catch you later. I'm feeling like Evelyn when she drank the poison and turned into statue. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. By the way, this is Aztec healing clay. Oh my god, I love this stuff for the skin, for their hair. Oh, it really takes out all the impurities and just strips all the dirty, disgusting stuff. I'm having some eczema, so I've just put it on there as well. I don't know if it's alright for that, but we'll see. I'm also like not dyeing my hair for a couple of weeks because I'm getting it properly done at a salon. I'm really excited. So this is going to be really good for stripping more colour out and sort of getting it back to its like pre-lighten stage. So hopefully that will help with the removing of all the extra years of dye that they kind of need to reverse before I get a different colour put on properly. Yeah, just wanted to let you guys see this beautiful face for your morning. Morning guys, so I'm thinking it might be possible to completely finish Once Upon a Broken Heart today. I am on page 333, and if I just open it, I've literally just got that much left. So I'm planning to just sit down with my cup of tea that I've already drunk, which is sad. Might make another cup of tea and just breeze through it. Really enjoying how easy it is to read, to get into. I'm finding it like super I don't know, like addictive. Like I'm really enjoying it. I love the characters. I love like Evangeline. It's really interesting because I can't remember what book I read recently. Oh, it was Lore Olympus. I couldn't stand how like naive Persephone came across. It's like the flip side for Evangeline. She does feel naive, but it's more not that she's been sheltered because she's had hardships in her life, but more the fact that she just desperately wants to believe in like a happily ever after and first love, that sort of thing. So it is naive, but I think they're like worthy and wholesome things to chase after. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very sweet. It feels genuine. She is learning the hard way with certain things, but I don't think that lessens her character. I think it actually makes her quite endearing, and I've loved reading as she kind of grows and meets new characters that change her perspective, and like this whole convoluted plot that she's attached to. It's just drama follows her everywhere and she's just trying to live her best life. Do you know what I mean? I feel for the girl, I really do. The only thing is, this is like annoying because I don't think it's something that really should annoy me or bother me, but I keep flicking back to this gorgeous end paper pages designs and everyone just looks too innocent. Like the way Jax with the apple is described in the book, quite kind of like sexual in a way. He just seems too why do I keep dropping the thingy? He just seems too innocent in the picture. Every time I refer back to them, I'm like, they look too cute. And like my boyfriend, when I was like showing him the art, he kept like tapping them like, oh, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop tapping the characters. And he literally went, they look so cute. He was like bopping their noses. And I was like, this is it. This is the struggle. Like when I'm thinking about the characters, these illustrations come to mind and I'm thinking they're too cute for all this drama to be happening. Like adorable. I feel like Evangeline's character definitely suits her, but everyone else just looks too adorable and innocent for the situations they're getting into and putting onto other people. I don't know. Crazy feelings right now. Crazy feelings. I just read the last page of chapter 51. Literally gasped out loud. Damn. Literally just shouted, oh, what, it's finished? I was so gripped. This was such a great book. I'm just gonna have a little read through the acknowledgements now and any extra stuff, if there is any extra stuff at the back. Oh yes, some favourite deleted scenes. Fabulous. But I think this is like a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, much more than I was expecting. Yeah, I'm really eager for the sequel. I can't remember if it's this one, but I feel like it might have been this one. It might just be a duology. I potentially am wrong on that. But I am gonna eat up the sequel when it's released. Oh my god. Hopefully this year. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. But this one came out last year, so it would make sense. We shall see. We shall see. But oh my god, what a great book. It was so much fun. Okay, so I was just about to read the deleted scene. However, this is what the note beforehand says. Hello readers, welcome to one of my favourite deleted scenes. This scene was from an early draft and I really hated to cut it because it was so much fun to write. It takes place right after the garden scene where Evangeline is invited to Nookshire Neverending. Originally I thought she needed an additional goal. I also wanted to include a little more of my characters from Caraval. But in the end, I actually felt as if this scene tied Once Upon a Broken Heart a little too much to the Caraval series. I still think it's fun to read, although I have a warning to those of you who haven't read the Caraval series. The following scene contains spoilers for that series. If you're planning on reading those books and you don't want to be spoiled, you may want to return to this deleted scene later. And now that I've read that, I think I want to go back and read the Caraval series. The thing is, it never really interested me before. I never really knew much about what it was. I wasn't really intrigued, and then I saw a review by someone that I liked their reviews and they were like, I don't see what all the hype is, and it just never called to me. But now I kind of want to know what all the Easter eggs were, and if it did include more hints at Caraval in Once Upon a Broken Heart, I kind of want to know what those hints were, just for curiosity's sake. So I might try them. I don't know if I'll necessarily buy the books or maybe borrow them from the library or something. But I'm quite eager to give at least the first Caraval book a go now. I don't know. I'm intrigued, mainly by that little note. So I'm going to put this deleted scene away, call this book finished, and think some more about Caraval. I'm going to probably choose another book shortly for this reading vlog, but yeah, absolutely adored this one. It was so much fun. So the next books I want to give a go are Illumicrate exclusives, and I'm stuck between these two. I've got The Little Thieves by Margaret Owen, and I've got The Ivory Key by Akshaya Imam. The Ivory Key I actually have through NetGalley as well, so that would tick off both, you know, reading one of my special copies as well as reading a NetGalley arc. But this one is one that I got earlier, and I did say at the beginning that I'm trying to kind of read them in not publication order, but the order that I have had them the longest. But I looked at this and the writing is really tiny, and I know it's going to take me long, but then I saw these gorgeous, oh, where they're gone, illustrations. You just saw a little one of. And it's really enticing me, and I think at the minute I'm more in the mood for Little Thieves than The Ivory Key. However, I'm still very undecided, so let's have a quick look at what both of them say. So The Little Thieves says, once upon a time there was a horrible girl. Vanya Schmidt knows that no gift is freely given, not even a mother's love. The adopted goddaughter of death and fortune, Vanya, has long made her own way in the world as the dutiful servant of Princess Gazelle. A year ago, when her otherworldly mothers demanded payment for their care, and Vanya decided to steal her future back by stealing Gazelle's life. With the help of an enchanted string of pearls, Vanya transformed into her former mistress and took her place, leaving the real Gazelle a penniless nobody. Now Vanya leads a lonely but lucrative double life as a princess and a jewel thief, charming the nobility while emptying their coffers to fund her great escape. Until one heist away from freedom, Vanya crosses the wrong god and is cursed to turn into jewels, stone by stone. With a feral guardian half-god, Giselle, sinister fiancé, and an over-eager junior detective on her trail, Vanya has just 2 weeks to pull off her biggest grift yet, or she risks losing more than her freedom. She could lose her life. And it's a retelling of The Goose Girl, which is a story that I don't think I've actually read the original of. And then for The Ivory Key, we have Vera is desperate to establish her legacy as a revered Maharani of Ashoka, but with the country's own quarry running out of magic, a precious resource that has kept Ashoka safe from conflict for centuries, she can no longer protect her citizens from the looming threat of war. Vera's only hope is to find a mysterious artifact of legend, the Ivory Key. But in order to retrieve it, she must reunite with her strange siblings who have taken very different paths. Vera, Ronak, Caleb and runaway Rhea each have something to gain from finding the Ivory Key, and even more to lose if they fail. But with each sibling harbouring secrets, the very thing that brought them together could tear apart their family and their world for good. This one also features keys, as we just said, which is also kind of tie-in with Once Upon a Broken Heart. So that would fit that theme a little bit as well. But I'm really stuck at the minute for what to pick next. I might do an Instagram poll and see what people say, if anybody says anything, and get back to you guys after. I thought Elsa might want to help me decide, but I can't tell if she's just leaning more towards the Ivory Key or if she's just found her comfy spot for this afternoon. She won't really tell me. Hi guys, so this morning I actually packed Little Thieves to take with me today. I'm doing some volunteering for the summer reading challenge at a library, and then I remembered I put up a poll. Not many people voted, but the people that did vote all voted for Little Thieves, so that's worked out. So I will be starting this on my commute to the library, and then reading it throughout the day. I'm a bit nervous that it's going to take me quite a while to get through, just because it's a tinier font, and also it's a story that I'm not very familiar with. It's inspired by, did they say The Goose Girl? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I've never read that, or if I have, it hasn't stuck in my mind. So I don't know, there might be some things that I want to look up but then don't, because then I don't want to be potentially spoiled for how this retelling's going. But then if most people know the story, then they're expecting to, I don't know what to do. So we'll just play it by ear, see how it goes. I'm going to set off like now and I will fill you guys in with some updates later when it comes to reading and those sort of shenanigans. I've also got the dentist today, so that'll be fun. I actually don't mind the dentist. I just don't want to jinx it just in case it's bad stuff happening in my teeth. I haven't been in a while. I used to go like every 6 months. Now I'm trying to get back into the routine. So yeah, that's my little update for now. Oh my god, wow, that was very attractive, wasn't it? I'm home now. I spent all day pretty much in my own company, and it was actually quite lovely, if I do say so myself. Let me spin over. Whee! That was a bit dizzying. Yeah, so I had, let me quickly recount what happened. I had my library volunteering that I did, then I had to wait in town because that finished at 1 and I had a dentist appointment at 3:30. During the time before my dentistry, I just went and had some lunch, and then I went around. I was trying to go to New Look to send back an item, but I didn't actually realise that I went to a different store's New Look and like a different area, and they printed out, what is that, spot? They printed out the receipt all funny, so they couldn't actually accept it. But if I go back to the actual store that I bought it from, they should be able to accept it because they can check my card details through there. And then after that, I got a Starbucks, chilled in there for a bit, read some more, and then that took me up to my dentist appointment, and now I am home. So yeah, I think I'm gonna film a book haul. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Oh, and I can't even have a little relax because I've got food shopping coming soon, and Elsa's hungry. Elsa, come here. Okay, no kissy then. That's real sad. Yeah, I've got food shopping coming later on, so I'm just gonna film that video, probably zone out a little bit on the sofa, read some more. I should probably tell you what I'm thinking of the book. So it is rich in culture and history and things like that. I love that there's a glossary at the back because there's terminology for like princesses and countesses that I wouldn't have known what it meant. So that's really helpful. The only thing is that I think the last page of the actual story is literally on the page that's opposite the glossary. So I'm like holding it in a way that I don't see anything on the other side. I had to look up a little bit about Albania and kind of where it's located because I am awful at geography and I didn't really know anything about that, about where it is and everything like that, because I am awful at geography and I didn't know anything about the location. So now I feel a little bit more grounded now that I've done that, a little bit more focused in the plot, and I feel like I can enjoy it even more. But so far so good. It's very intense with, I don't know, I just feel like it's very heavy. I'm about nearly 70 pages in, I think, and there's a lot to compress. Like, comparing it to Once Upon a Broken Heart, I got into that one fairly quickly. It was easy breezy, happy lappy, all that sort of stuff. This one straight away feels quite heavy with the content, and just the way it's written feels more complex. I don't know if it's supposed to be adult or at all, but it feels, I don't know, I would say it's YA, but it definitely feels like an older bracket of YA than Once Upon a Broken Heart was. So far so good. I think I'm getting a bit more established in the world and with our main character, but I'm really the most excited to see how the magic and stuff kind of takes into play, although I feel like this might be more of a magical realism kind of story, mainly focusing on a historical fiction, I feel. But I am looking forward to seeing how the fantasy element kind of sprinkles in there and ties in with the Goose Girl story. So yes, got a bit of a strange dinner tonight. I've reheated some of the, like, well, it is supposed to be a mixture of veg, but it's really just turned into sweet potato cubes. And I also got some bao buns. These are chicken teriyaki ones, and some seaweed thins. So yeah, this is my dinner for tonight. Bit random, bit of a mixture. Hi guys, so today I've got a physiotherapy appointment. It's my first in-person appointment. I have like foot issues at the minute, so hopefully we'll get some help for that. And then afterwards, later on in the afternoon, I think we're going to the cinema. I want to see the new Buzz film, but I'm not sure. We haven't really decided exactly what we're going to see yet. So yeah, right now I'm just making myself some breakfast. I've got a cup of tea waiting, cooling down. In terms of reading, last night I got to page 98 of Little Thieves, and then this morning I just read literally like 2 more pages, so I'm like at 101, I think. I've just started the next chapter and also part 2 of the story, and so far so good. I am still finding it quite dense to read, like to get through. I'm not flying through it as quick as I would like to, but I'm really enjoying like the content, like the level of detail and things like that. Some things are still getting like lost in my little fairy brain, but I'm enjoying it. Like definitely I'm intrigued to see how everything kind of builds up and unravels, because you know from the beginning, like from the synopsis, she gets caught in her deception, and it's kind of like ramping up and up and up, and I can't wait to see how that actually happens and like the fallout of that, and how she, I don't know if she's going to redeem herself or like do another kind of cunning trick or what. And then there's a whole other plot with her godmother's death and fortune, and trying to escape from them to be her own person, because it's come to the point where she now has to choose between them as like payment from them looking after her. And she was like, but I thought I was your daughter, not a debt to be collected sort of thing. So she's trying to break free of them and find her own way. And yeah, there's loads more, and then she keeps falling into more and more misfortune, so the level of plots that she has to get out of, so just in a cobweb, is ramping up and up and up. So it's really detailed, and I am loving that. It's just sometimes a little bit hard for me to keep track of what's going on.
Hello, so I've just had my physiotherapy appointment, and it turns out I've most likely got plantar fasciitis, which is quite a common situation. So I'm just being put on like exercises. I've got an open appointment, so after about 3 months of doing it and then doing the advanced foot exercises, I can then get in touch, get an appointment, and see if there's anything else they can put me on, if it's not working, if I want more intense exercises or something. But there's also another option to do shock wave therapy, I think it was, on it. But you really need to try and get up as much strength built into your foot yourself through the exercises before going to that, because it's not really effective just jump into it, and it's also more of a 50-50 kind of effective situation. But yeah, at least I know that it's a common thing. I feel quite valid in my pain, because you know when you just feel this pain, you can't really describe it all the time. You're like, oh, no one must know what I'm talking about, but it's actually quite a common occurrence. So I feel good that I've been heard and helped, and I'm going to carry on with those exercises. They said to do it about 3 times a week now, and then if there's any, like, for example, like, is it reps or sets? I always mix up the 2, but if it says to do 20 of them, don't start straight away with the 20, like slowly build yourself up, otherwise you probably cause more damage. So yeah, that's the update on my foot. If you wanted an update, there we are. I'm glad that it's like something's happening with it now. I feel good in myself.
Hey folks, just a little update on my reading. I realised the other day when I said I was on part 2, I was mistaken, but I went to part 2 not too long after that, so it's okay. It was story 2, so it's also split into like the first tale, the second tale, and each of those begin with once upon a time, and it's kind of like a glimmer into the past of Vanya's childhood, and it kind of builds the story of what led her to kind of steal this identity and do all that she's doing. So yeah, that's where I was at, but I am now in part 2. I'm on page 155, and I think it's chapter 8, I want to say. Chapter 11. Oh my god, I have no concept of anything right now. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, especially since this investigation has begun. So obviously, as I said, you know from the start that she's getting caught. Like, this is kind of her backtracking and telling you how it all came to be. But Emirate, I think is his name, is involved in the case of all these nobles getting robbed. And I feel like the inclusion of him as a character is really adding this cat and mouse dynamic. Everyone thinks they're ahead of each other, and then like the plot twists, and it's just, oh, it's really exciting to read, to kind of see who really is a step ahead of the game, and how is that gonna, is someone else gonna outmaneuver the other character. Like, it's really interesting to see. And I've found that I'm used to the writing style now. I'm used to the tiny font, and I feel like I am flying through it a bit quicker than I expected, which is a really nice surprise. So yeah, I am page 100 and, what did I say, 55, and the going is good. So I'm just creating an aesthetic TikTok for Little Thieves. I'm creating like a little, what I think of when I think of Little Thieves book. I did one for Once Upon a Broken Heart and really enjoyed it, but once I was looking up some pictures that inspired me for like the same sort of vibe, I typed in the Goose Girl, and I realised I think I've probably read it, because I didn't realise if it was Brothers Grimm, I've most likely come across it. And also I saw a picture of like with the horse head, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is ringing bells. I've definitely read this somewhere. So yeah, I am currently on page 221. I read quite a lot yesterday, which is not what I was expecting, considering I was out and about all day, mooching around town and stuff. But I am really enjoying it. I'm like nearly halfway through, and it is so much fun, so much fun. Evening, folks. So I've realised that I have misunderstood quite a big, well, not even misunderstood, just not really got it. An important part, I would say. Why is the screen so cloudy? The pearls that are in this story, that is kind of like illusion magic, that Vanya heavily relies on to keep up this elaborate ruse. I didn't realise that it didn't just make her look like Gazelle, it also makes Gazelle look different as well, like how, I don't know, people want to perceive her, like a much more enhanced version of her, which is really interesting, and it's quite powerful and sad commentary on desire and trying to fit the mold of pleasing other people with how you look. And I just read a little snippet. I don't want to spoil anything, but I read a little snippet here that kind of went over that again, and it made it a bit more glaringly obvious to me that the pearls hold that magic entirely, and it's not just affecting Vanya. And it hit me, and I was like, oh damn, that's actually quite a statement. Then I really enjoyed finally picking up on that. What I also want to say, Vanya as a narrator is hilarious. Like, she's so dry and witty. She almost does a lot of breaking the fourth wall with her commentary, and a bit of like sly, snide humour sprinkled in there, and oh my god, it just has me chuckling when I least expect it. Okay, so tomorrow I'm starting a buddy read, and it is another of the book subscription books, and it's Portrait of a Thief by Grace DeLee. I'm reading this with Deborah from Hills of Books, and this is kind of like a heist sort of story. I wasn't super excited for this one because I didn't think it sounded like something that I would typically gravitate towards, but reading Little Thieves, although that is fantasy based, it has a lot of a heist kind of vibe to it, and thievery and that sort of nature, and I'm really getting into it now, so it's making me more excited for this one. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. It's got a really funky cover as well. So this one says, "We could hear the sirens. They sounded like a promise." An Illumicrate exclusive. So it says, in terms of synopsis, History is told by the conquerors. Across the Western world, museums display the spoils of war, of conquest, of colonialism. Priceless pieces of art looted from other countries, kept even now. Will Chen plans to steal them back. A senior at Harvard, Will fits comfortably in his carefully created roles: a perfect student, an art history major, an artist, a perfect son, the American dream. But when a shadowy corporation reaches out with an impossible and illegal job offer, Will finds himself as something else as well, the leader of a heist to steal back 5 priceless Chinese sculptures looted from Beijing centuries ago. His crew is every heist archetype one can imagine, or at least the closest he can get. Each has their own complicated relationship with China and the identity they've cultivated as Chinese Americans, but when Will asks, none of them can turn him down. If they succeed, they earn $50 million, a chance to make history. If they fail, it's not just the loss of everything they've dreamed for themselves, but yet another thwarted attempt to take back what colonialism has stolen. And that sounds really awesome, so I am quite looking forward to it now, and reading the synopsis has made me even more excited. So this edition is like a blue cool cover with yellow sprayed edges, and then inside it has a really cool like tiger embossed design, and then inside it has some cool reverse art on the dust jacket, and here is the signature from the author. So yeah, I'm probably going to take this with me tomorrow. I'm going to do, I think it's my last shift volunteering for the summer reading challenge, and I'm hoping to get started in this. So I'll be putting down Little Thieves tomorrow, which I'm sad about because I am really enjoying it. But I think this might be a pretty quick big book to fly through. When I was tabbing it up, it had about 69 chapters. We're going to break it into 10 chapters a day, but they're quite short, like they're really quick looking ones. So hopefully I really get into the story and fly through. Short chapters are always beneficial with that as well. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention all that just in case I forget to update you with that detail tomorrow. Good morning. I got water on my face. I didn't realise how connected these books accidentally are. So we had Once Upon a Broken Dream, which was like fairy tales and stuff. Also had playing cards. Then I have Little Thieves, which also includes playing cards and like the tricks with the cards and stuff, and a fairy tale retelling. And now I've got Portrait of a Thief, which is about thief. What's it called? Little Thieves. It's all connecting, and I love that for me. Hi guys, long time no update. It's so weird. I came back to work yesterday, and today I'm like the only one in my department, so it's like a ghost town. But I just came in to give the guineas their afternoon veg. And I want to give you a quick update on how I'm doing with my reading. So I may have kind of pushed Portrait of a Thief to the side to finish up Little Thieves. I've got like 1 chapter of Little Thieves left, and oh my god, so much happened in the last couple of chapters. It was amazing. I kept going to bed like late because I didn't want to finish reading, and so I was so tired yesterday when I got back to work, because you know, you get back in the swing of things and you're just exhausted. But it didn't help that I went to bed kind of late. Well, late for me. At the minute I'm currently about 130 pages into Portrait of a Thief. The heist of the first museum is just beginning, and I don't know, I'm still not kind of convinced that I'm going to enjoy this one. I feel like I'd probably enjoy a movie concept of that. I've enjoyed the Ocean's 11 films that I've seen, which is like 1 or 2 of them, but I don't know if I enjoy reading about it so much. So yeah, those are my little updates for now. Guess I'll get back to work. Oh, this was so good. I've just finished Little Thieves and I really enjoyed it. I think overall I give it a 4.5 stars. Yeah, I really loved it. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say throughout the reading vlog, but I'm so glad I continued on with it, because originally I was like, oh my god, it's tiny font, there's quite a lot of pages, it's a dense story, I'm not necessarily familiar with the original folklore, although I've realised that I had read it at some point whilst reading this. And I'm glad that I pushed through, because oh my god, after that first kind of like block and hesitation, I sped through it and I just could not put it down. So yeah, I would highly recommend this one. I think I've given it a 4.5 stars, and that is Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. Okay, so it doesn't really look like it, but I've got 8 chapters left. It looks so tiny. So I'm going to be finishing this today, which is an awesome feeling. I can't remember, I must have mentioned it at some point, but I was buddy reading this with Deborah from Hills of Books, and I've just checked on Instagram. I've not opened up the message, but she's already finished it. It looks like she finished it yesterday, which was great. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this and then I will catch up with her, see what she thought about the book, and update my reading thoughts on Goodreads and with you guys, of course. Okay, so I've just finished. I think I'm going to settle on a 3 stars for this one. I think by the last 10 to 15 chapters, I really enjoyed what it did for character development, particularly the dynamic between Daniel and his dad. Like, I loved that. I can't deny that there was some amazing character growth in this, some really beautiful connections, and I loved what it did talking about being children of immigrants and the diaspora. But yeah, I think I still have my issues with just the whole heist, which is basically the whole plot of the book, but the meaning behind it I really enjoyed. And reading the author's note at the back, I'm looking forward to checking out the Netflix adaptation that is in the works. I just really think it's going to do good, like, on the TV, because all the things that kind of frustrated me reading, I feel like reflects better as a movie or TV show, that sort of thing. So yeah, 3 out of 5 stars. I kind of want to pick up one more book for this to make it even, for 2 for Fairyloot and 2 for Illumicrate, but I also don't know when I'm gonna pick those up because there's some other books that I want to get to first. But for now, we have almost a tie. It's an unfair advantage because this one wasn't like really up my street generally. But so far, considering Once Upon a Broken Heart was Fairyloot, and I gave that one 5 stars, I think. Then we had Little Thieves, which was Illumicrate, and I gave that a 4.5 stars. I did notice, and then we have Portrait of a Thief, which I gave a 3 stars. I do notice that with Illumicrate, well, I was going to say they write a bit, they feel more like older YA, but then I read this one and this one did feel a little bit younger to me, just a little bit, than the Little Thieves one. But generally I feel like it's aimed at an older audience, not quite adult, not quite YA, whereas Once Upon a Broken Dream, I feel like from that, and also Jade, Fire and Gold, which I've read. Oh, I've read other books that I can finish off this. Okay, so I've also read Jade, Fire and Gold, which I believe was a Fairyloot book, and I've read One Marvelous Light, or A Marvelous Light, which was Illumicrate, and I didn't enjoy that one too much. But from all that I've read, so that's 3 Illumicrate books and 2 Fairyloot books. The Fairyloot ones definitely feel more young YA, and I believe I gave Jade, Fire and Gold 3 stars, or 3.5 stars, and I gave A Marvelous Light a 2.5 stars. But generally speaking, especially considering A Marvelous Light and Little Thieves, they feel older, they have older themes. Definitely A Marvelous Light has really older themes. And I feel like generally, even though 2 of the 3 Illumicrate books haven't been right up my street, I feel like writing wise, I enjoy them better, but for more like easy to read, easy enjoyment, Fairyloot is that for me. So I guess it really depends on the vibe that I want. I don't know. I don't know. I'm left undecided. I kind of want to say that I want to lean towards Illumicrate being the book box that is really for me, I think. But I also feel like I just don't have enough experience with all the books yet. But I've read a total of 5 so far from these subscription boxes, and I think that's sound enough maybe. I don't know. I'm really indecisive. I want to say I'm leaning towards Illumicrate. Yeah, it just feels like older readers, and I think I generally do enjoy that better if I get to choose the book, if you know what I mean. Whereas maybe Fairyloot has better chances with the books that they prescribe for me. Give to me, I guess. But it does read quite young, and I'm definitely growing out of that, unfortunately. Like, sometimes I can't hold on to that wanderlust, that happily ever after, but there are times where I do enjoy that. But anyway, I guess that's my thoughts and feelings, and I think that might wrap up this video. I'm so sorry that we haven't come to a sound conclusion, but I think I have thoughts bubbling around. I feel like I am sort of leaning more towards Illumicrate. But yes, that has been this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you read any of the books that I discussed in this vlog, do let me know what you thought about them and your own ratings in the comments below. But for now, I shall speak to you in another video soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.